Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back. In today's video update here for Jasmy, we are trading at 0.005344. 24-hour volume, we're up 188%, and market cap, we are down at 2.89%. So heading over to the chart, you guys, I'm going to go over 3 different time intervals, 1 week, 1 day, and 2 hours for immediate short term. But it's not looking good for Jasmy. I'm a little upset here. However, again, we can ultimately go into the accumulation phase. If you guys don't know about the Dow theory, but accumulation phase is basically when the price settles to an attractive number where it rallies up and is more attractive to other investors, big and small. And essentially what we're hoping for, again, is the investors of the bigger whales coming in and purchasing the price of Jasmy in that accumulation phase. So as we can take a look here on a weekly chart here, we can see the RSI itself is at 0% and 1.02% for our K line and our D line here. Essentially, we are considered to be oversold. I don't have to tell you that because already we can see we're closer to the bottom of the Bollinger Band. And of course, we drop down even further to 127% of our fib chart. Essentially, what we can take a look at is the construction of this candlestick here. We can see the body itself is mainly at the very top, and we have this really nice wick at the very bottom, which does show that there is still buying pressure in the marketplace on a weekly time frame. If we take a look at the candle itself solely, because the range itself or the candlestick body is mainly at the very top here. Now we can see barely a wick at the very top, again, which does show us some buying pressure here. So it is looking a little optimistic for sure, but again, in a weekly time frame, it is going to be more of a slower pace as we're taking a look at these indicators. And from our last video, I think a week ago when I did Jasmy the update, we can see that the MACD indicator here just really hasn't moved a whole lot. We are still in the green phase, but our ultimate objection here or goal is to kind of go over our 0%. As we can see, we are well below the 0% threshold. And not only that, then we can be able to take a look at more reasonable phases for Jasmy to be more in a bull rally opposed to this bear market. And again, we can see how far we are further away from our 20 moving average in hopes to changing the marketplace for Jasmy. Now, heading over to our daily chart here, you guys. Now, again, in my last video, I do apologize. It has been a while. I'm just really happy my surgery's done and I can be able to talk and produce videos for you guys. But if we can take a look here in this channel, ever since September 18th, we have been in this continuous downtrend channel. So we're always hitting resistance, coming down to an area of support and going into this downtrend corridor chart pattern. Now, notice here, we didn't even touch the top of the trend line, which does show us again, or showed us that there was more weakness for the buyers and they didn't even find any interest in trying to push the price closer to this trend line. And what actually happened created a lot of higher low peaks, ultimately broke through our trend line at the very bottom here. So again, continuously being oversold and an opportunity for the price to rally upwards. Now, if we take a look at the candlestick here, same kind of thing as the weekly candlestick, we can see the range at the very bottom is very, very long, meaning that in so far today that the sellers took hold of the price, drove the price as low as they can, but there was a lot of buying opportunity in today's session that pushed the body at the very top here. Normally with these candlesticks itself in the formation, it is called a hanging candlestick or a hanging man candlestick. And it's more effective if it's shown at the very top because essentially what it shows is an exhaustion of the uptrend. However, it is showing at the very bottom. But what we can gather from this is mostly maybe a possible exhaustion of the downtrend and hopefully hopefully for the price to come back into this channel because essentially we did break through this channel and we want to come back again and retest our trend line once again. As we can see, the Bollinger Bands are reacting as well. We see this tight squeeze here that initiated a potential breakout. And we saw again a rejection from our 20 moving average. We're not even seeing that rejection because we moved further away from it and broke through there. So essentially what we are waiting for is one, being considered to be oversold, incredibly oversold, where we trigger a buying opportunity with our RSI and we can see these lines getting closer together. And as soon as they cross over, then we can anticipate price is going to come back up through our fib chart and actually coming back into this channel very nicely. Heading into a 2-hour time frame, and this is here we can be able to see more refined of our candlesticks. Here is the buying pressure that we saw earlier today that possibly opened up this candlestick and pushed it closer to the top of the range of the candlestick itself. Now, as price is coming up, here is an area of confluence, an area of interest that is going to be very crucial for the price of JASMY in the next couple of hours, is our 20 moving average. Notice the circles already. Here we got rejected, here we got rejected, and here we're going to get rejected again. The reason why I say that we're going to get rejected again is because we have a selling opportunity on our RSI here. Notice that the lines already crossed over right here at our RSI at 100% and 100% itself. Notice the candlestick already too is engulfing the previous candlestick, and notice as well the candlestick previous, this green candlestick, is essentially almost a spinning top candlestick, which again is a exhaustion of this uptrend, because there's only so much the price can go up until it corrects itself coming down. So if we're taking a look at an area where possibly the price may hold, we have our area of our fib chart. Now, we do have some areas here that, again, our likelihood of hoping that the price can hold would be our next fib retracement here at 52591. I don't know if I can zoom in here so it's a little easier to see. Or 61%, which again is our golden number here at 51509. Now, I'm going to zoom out to show you, some of our profile on the side here. So same thing, kind of the volume at the very bottom that measures the amount of units per candlestick. This measures the volume per dollar amount. So it is nice to see points of interest as well of these chunks. So all we have to focus here is just the long nodes itself. So here again is an area of point of interest. As soon as the price comes to this area, we test it as an area of support, seeing if there is opportunity for people wanting to buy it at the 528. If not, most likely it's going to slice right through it, depending on how strong the momentum is measured by our MACD indicator. If it doesn't hold it, it's going to find, the price is going to find the next area of supply and demand. And if we take a look closer at the nodes here, we can see this node that sticks out a little bit more at the 51790. And again, this area is close to our 61% of our fib. If we take a look at the selling pressure here of this candlestick on October 10th, just this Monday, the price retraced down to 61% of our fib. So it gives us another point of interest, another point of attraction towards this fib chart. Also, again, the area of supply and demand. And again, if the price is moving fairly quickly here, as price is going to move fairly quickly as our Bollinger Bands expanded, higher volatility, it is going to move fairly quickly, then we may not actually hold the 61% because the node itself is not significantly bigger than the other nodes surrounding it. We may again not hold this. Our next area of course of action is 78% of our fib. So be very careful here at the 50% and also 61%. Take a look as well if we're able to hold that area of supply and demand. So that is my video for JASMY, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, smash the like button. Also subscribe down to the channel as well if you haven't done so. Also leave me a friendly comment because I love reading the comments and hearing what you guys have to say. But I'll see you guys next time.